Hey everybody, it's Jennifer at Studio J. Welcome in. As you pop in, say hi so I can see who's here. Make sure I can see comments. If I can't see comments up there, I can see them on my, hopefully I can see them on my iPad here. So we'll see. We're making something really good today. Hey Carolyn. Okay, let's see. Well, where's my comments here? Okay, I'm gonna see where I can see. Okay, I can see comments up here. That's good. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let everybody, I know Sherry's finishing up from Sunshine Designs. So as soon as she's done and I see Krista pop over, we're in an event today. So I'm gonna wait for her to get me shared into the group. And then we're gonna bake something. And I've got a little project that I've been working on, well, that I just started working on. So I got something crafty to do while these are in the oven. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good stuff. And it's about to smell so good in here. I was just telling Callie it's about to smell so good in this house. It's gonna smell like fall. I'll move that out of the way. Let's see. Okay, so hey Penny, hey Cindy. Hello Tiggy. Hey, there's Krista. Hey Krista. Hey Donna. Donna and Donna. There's two Donnas. Hey Callie. Kelly's right over there. So, y'all tell me, have you ever had or have you ever even heard of whoopie pies? We're doing pumpkin whoopie pies. And they're so good. I used to make, I haven't made these in years because they do have a lot of sugar in them. So this will be the first time I've made them using like a sugar substitute. And I'm at the end, well, after I'm done, I'm gonna post a picture of a finished one and I'll post the recipe. So I'm gonna post the recipe as it is off of Pinterest. This is a recipe I found I think I found this like 12 years ago. And I used to make them and I haven't made them. And so I thought, you know what? They're pretty easy to make, but I'm going to show y'all. So if you're trying to watch your sugar, we're trying to watch our sugar. We really should be watching the flour too, but I mean, I'm more worried about the sugar because my husband has diabetes. And so these have flour. I'm not going to substitute the flour. I don't think these would be as good with almond flour. So I'm just not going to do that, but I'm going to show y'all what I'm making them with, but I'm going to post the recipe as it is. And you can, make them as is, or you can alternate, different ingredients. So, oh, they're so good. Do y'all remember those, they were called Oreo Cakesters? I think they still make them. But it's almost, or like Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies. It kind of reminds me of that, but these are going to be pumpkin. And then, hi everybody. I see a lot of people popping in. Hi Regina. Hey Nora. Hey Terry. Hello Lisa. You have not made them. Wait till you see how easy, and they're so pretty too. Okay, so I'm going to get started so I don't run out of time. They don't take long to bake either. I went ahead and pre-measured all my stuff so that it'd be a little bit quicker. So I'm gonna just do it with my substitutions. Like it calls for brown sugar. I've got the Swerve brown sugar, so it's not real brown sugar. I've also got, it calls for regular granular sugar. I'm using the pure, which you could use whatever kind you like. And I'm glad Callie caught this. Because, I think a Splenda, the baking Splenda, it measures like half of what it normally would. So like 1 cup of this equals 2 cups of sugar. So this recipe calls for 1 cup of sugar. So I'm only going to use half a cup of this. I'm glad she caught that because I already had it measured out as a cup. And then it also calls for powdered sugar. And Swerve also has a confectioner's sugar as well. So it's gonna be good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. The first thing, like I said, I'm gonna post the recipe at the end so y'all can just see. He'll do the dishes if he can lick the bowl. It's gonna be so good. You should make these. They're so easy to make. Wait till you see. And wait till you see how pretty they look. Okay, I've got my oven preheated to 350 and I'm gonna mix the wet ingredients with the sugars and the oil and the pumpkin and all that. I'm gonna do them in this little bowl here because it's not as much. Okay, so I've got 1 cup of brown sugar. That'll sound like a rock. And then it calls for 1 cup of white sugar, but I'm using the pure. So, oops, I only need a 1/2 cup of this. Okay, so there's my sugars. Put them all in here. And like I said, if you want to use regular sugar and all that, I'm gonna post the recipe the way it comes. Okay, so I've got 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of vegetable oil. And don't come at me. I know there's people out there that say vegetable oil. Ah. I usually use avocado oil, but I just grabbed the vegetable oil because I had some. And avocado oil is expensive, so I didn't want to put a cup of it in here. All right, so I got that. And then we're going to do 1 can of pumpkin, 15-ounce can. Make sure you get real pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling. Get the real pumpkin. I just got this at Walmart. It's the Libby's pure pumpkin. All right, so I'm going to put this in here. Okay. I should have got a bigger bowl. I wasn't even thinking about this pumpkin. I'm gonna mix these up. I'm gonna move them over to another bowl because I need to beat this. You know what? I'm gonna transfer it to my mixer real quick. I don't know why I didn't just put it in this bowl to begin with. I wasn't thinking. I kept thinking of the mixer to make the filling, so I got it out. All right, so I got this in, and you're gonna add 2 eggs, but you're gonna do them 1 at a time as you're mixing it. Okay, it's over here. Let's do this. Hi, Cooper, I don't have anything for you, buddy. We're not crafting with dogs today. Sorry. All right, let me slide this up so y'all can see. Okay, let me move this out of the way. How is everybody? Hello. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, Krista. I already said hey to you, Krista. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Angie. Y'all, Angie is up after me. Crafty Blessings with Angie. So let me pull this over here. All right, we're going to go ahead and mix this up. And while it's mixing, I'm going to add in the eggs. It calls for 2 eggs. I'm just going to do 1 at a time. All right, got it mixed all good. Let me do this. Hang on a second. Okay, it needs vanilla. I didn't measure out the vanilla because I didn't want to have to sit that in a little bowl. I do need to put a teaspoon. Let me get that in there. I knew I was forgetting something, but I didn't want to put that in a bowl. It's just a little teaspoon of it. All right, let me mix that in. All right. First time watching Nana's Nook, welcome in. My name is Jennifer, I'm in Georgia. Welcome to my page. We're making pumpkin whoopie pies. We are in an event today. I think I said it at the very beginning, but there wasn't a lot of people in here. But we're in the Stand Tall crafting group. So if you don't already follow that group, go check it out. It's free. You can join. You can watch all the presenters that you've missed. Watch replays. It's crafter's choice today. So you can make something, you can bake, you can craft, whatever you want. I'm making pumpkin whoopie pies. Okay, so that's mixed up. I'm gonna mix up my dry ingredients, and it calls for, let me read them off to you. It's 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Y'all look at this bowl. Look. I was showing Callie. It was $1.99. I bought it at Goodwill, and it still had the stickers on it and everything. It was $1.99. But I was standing in line, and the little shelves right there near the checkout, this lady was like, excuse me. And I moved out of her way, and she reached down and she picked up a pink one. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. And there was a white one and a blue one. I should have grabbed the white one too, but how cute is that? I wanted the pink one. But they had the stickers. I think they're from Target. It still had stickers on them. So I brought it home and I washed it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to use this a lot because it's look how deep it is. It's very cute. Isn't it cute? I am like obsessed with the Goodwill up here now. Okay, 3 cups all-purpose flour. Now I've already mixed all this other stuff. It's a teaspoon. Look, I got them all mixed into one little bowl. It's a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a tablespoon of cinnamon, teaspoon of ground ginger. I'm going to post this recipe afterwards. Teaspoon ground ginger, half teaspoon salt. Now, I called for a half teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and I didn't have any nutmeg, so I asked, her, the A lady, what I could substitute, and she said cinnamon, which has already got cinnamon in it, so I'm just going to skip it's only a half teaspoon of nutmeg, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. This smells so good. Okay, so I'm gonna dump this into my flour. Mix these up real good. And then I'm just gonna slowly mix them in with that wet ingredients, the pumpkin mixture. Get that going. Mix it all up. Make sure they're all mixed up in here. All right. Slide this back over. All right, so I'm gonna get a little bit in here. Let me knock down the sides a little bit. Y'all, these, when you make these, they're so, when I keep saying they're so pretty, it's so cool the way you make them. because it reminds me of oatmeal cream pies. You know, like little sandwich snacks, sandwich cookie type snacks. And they're so good. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more. Let's dump it in there. Okay. Mix back up. We're just gonna mix it until it's all blended together. We don't want to overdo it. Okay. They originated with the Amish, really? Did y'all hear me on here the other day? The other day I was just asking if anybody knows how to make the starter dough for sourdough bread. But it wasn't that long ago I was asking if anybody has had Amish bread. Do y'all remember that stuff? When my kids played basketball, it was a little organization called Upward Basketball. There was some ladies in the concession stand that would make Amish bread, and they would sell it at the concession stand on the weekends. And that stuff, I would buy like a whole loaf. I was like, can I just buy the whole loaf? Because they would make chocolate, or I can't remember what, there was a cinnamon one, and they were so good. And I would take it home and we would have it with coffee and stuff. It was so good. I miss that. But I remember it was some kind of starter. It was like in a Ziploc baggie. They had a starter. All right, let me make sure this is all mixed in. Okay, I'm gonna scoot this back. This is so fun. These are fun to make. Oh, I need those. Hold on. Okay, so I've got, while these are in the oven, I'll make the filling, because they have a cream filling. It's really easy to make. As the story goes, you're supposed to make it and share it with your friends. Yes, that's what I heard. So I'm going to make some. Yeah, I have a friend that makes a pumpkin roll every year, and it's so pretty with where she rolls it, and it's got the cream filling. I haven't tried that one yet. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see. Now they suggest, and this does work, they suggest getting some little parchment squares, which you can get them at Dollar Tree. These little squares, little parchment paper squares. And the reason for that, you're gonna put them on the pan, directly on the pan on these. But also, you're gonna pipe the dough, I guess you would call it the batter. You're gonna pipe it on here in a circle, and this helps you kind of spin it as you go in a circle. So let me grab, so I've got a cup, I've just got a little cup here, and a big Ziploc baggie. I'm just gonna put this in here. All right, so I'm gonna put it in here. I guess you would say my batter. Not dough. I'm gonna call it dough. Huh. Right. So I'm gonna load this up. Now I also made these before with red velvet cake, and they were so good too. Load this up real quick. I know all this is not going to fit in here because this makes a lot. But think about it, it takes 2 to make a whoopie pie, because it's like a sandwich, you know, like a snack cake, like an oatmeal cream pie. I keep saying that, but that's what it reminds me of. pumpkin cream pie. But I like calling them whoopie pies. Okay. One more. Alright. So let me show you what we're going to do with them. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to snip the little end off. 400, wait. Buy fresh eggs for 400 dozen? No. You mean $4 a dozen? Oh, okay. It was like, I don't think that would be right. One of my best friends, she lives like 2 or 3 miles from me, and she has chickens. She used to bring me eggs, but then we had so many eggs that we weren't eating, and I was like, stop. All right, well, you know what, I'll transfer them. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a parchment square, cut the tip off this. All right, these are those Ziploc baggies that have the little pleat in the bottom, you know, so it'll sit open, and I don't want that. But I think we'll make it work. I hope it'll work. Okay, I'm gonna snip the little tip off here. If I cut it too big, I'll just move to the other side. But it's a thick batter, so I should, oh my gosh, no, that's too big. Hang on, I'm gonna transfer it because these Ziploc bags have that pleat, and that's not working. I'm gonna put them in a little sandwich bag. That'll be easier. Sorry, I didn't think about that. All right, I'm just gonna move it over. Because this is gonna come out way, yeah, that's way too thick. Okay, try again. Take 2. I'm sorry I'm missing y'all's comments. Who makes it look easy? I don't make anything look easy. I have all these bloopers. I know you're not talking about me, Chris. Okay, let me snip this one off. Okay, all right, got my little parchment paper. Make sure y'all can see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in a circular motion because I'm making a little circle. So I'm gonna start in the middle and just start going around. Like a little swirl. And you can make them however big you want to make them. Let's see if we can get around. Actually, I'm gonna go around it. Can y'all see what I'm doing? I need to look up. Okay, mine aren't perfectly round, they're more oval. Okay. Can y'all see that? Okay, so there's one. Well, I'm gonna keep this one over here so I can try to make, I'm gonna try to make them close to the same size because they gotta sandwich together. Okay. I have to start out this way. Okay, messed up a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna put these on the pan. I'm only gonna make a few. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna make a few with y'all. Okay. All right, let me get this going. But this is so easy. I think it depends on the size you make them. Like you could make these really small, like bite size. So it's really going to depend how big you make your cookies or cakes. These things. I'm trying to get them close to the same size, but I know it probably won't be. But look how pretty. Look how pretty that looks. And these make great gifts too. Once you put them together, you can stack them and like box them up or put them in a little clear, like little, you know, the little clear baggies, like you put candies in. All right, I'm just gonna do 2 more, so it'll make 1 more cookie. I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. I meant to look up to see if, can y'all, you can see? Okay. I hope y'all aren't just staring at the top of my head. It's so fun. They're fun to make because this batter is so thick. Makes it pretty easy. Okay. Yes, I just touched my face, but it's okay. This is one of those things you just kind of get mesmerized looking at it. I would think you could make this like with like some kind of like, I don't know about sugar cookie, but like some kind of like yellow cake and maybe do sprinkles on them. That might be pretty at Christmas time. Okay. Like I said, I don't know that they're exactly the same size, but they'll be all right. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the oven. It goes in at 350 and only for like 11 minutes. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna pop these in. Okay, now while that's in there, let's go ahead and make the filling. And I was gonna use this mixer, but I got this in here. So let me, I may just have to beat it with the hand mixer. No. Let me see. Actually, I'm gonna transfer this. Now, bear with me. Be a lot quicker this way. Callie, will you let me know if anybody else has a question? I hate if I miss anybody's question. I do go back and watch the replay, so I'll see if there was anything. But I am going to post the recipe when I get off here. And like I said, I'm going to post the recipe as it is on Pinterest. But if you want to substitute your sugars like I did, you can go back and watch the replay on this and see what I did. All right, let me do this. All right, let me transfer this so I can use this bowl. What? I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Do you ship?
Oh, do I ship? I could. Yeah, you know what? Me and Callie used to do, gosh, this was like, what, 20, no. How many years? No, you were only, about 15 years ago. Let me tell you, me and Callie had a little Etsy shop. And actually, I couldn't keep up with it because I had my pottery store at the time. And I just started my website selling custom stuff online. And but we started, what was it called? Sweet Baby Cakes. It was called Sweet Baby Cakes. It was a little Etsy shop we did. And we did cupcakes in a jar. And then we did the cupcake in the mason jar. I know y'all have seen them because everybody does them now. But we did cupcakes in a jar, and we did brownies, and it would be layered like brownie frosting, and maybe sprinkles. We did cupcakes. It did really, really well. But I just couldn't keep up. So we only did it for maybe, I don't know, what, 2 months? And then I offered one of my friends that I went to school with, she bakes, and she would sell her stuff online. And I told her, I said, if you want this name and the login information and all that, you can have it. But she didn't ever do it. But I told her, I said, I've already got people hooked on these, you know. They were so good. I'm sorry. I should have just used my hand mixer for this stuff, and I didn't. So we will do this. So I'm still here. Sorry. Y'all want to place an order? Okay. Y'all want to sample? Y'all, it smells so good when they're baking because of all, like, it's got cinnamon, ginger, cloves. Those ground cloves smell so good. And, you know, the vanilla and all that. But pumpkin, when you start baking like pumpkin bread and pumpkin, oh my God, we made a pumpkin pound cake one time that was so good. I think that's what started it all, was the pumpkin pound cake. My friend Christy makes a really good pumpkin pound cake too. Okay. Why are eggs so expensive? I see people talking about eggs. I wonder what's up. I mean, so many people have chickens nowadays, so it shouldn't be that bad. I was watching a cooking show one time, and the guy was saying, when you're baking something or making a recipe or whatever, he said, buy the best eggs you can afford. So, I mean, you know, if you're on a budget, of course, you know, you get whatever eggs, but he said, you know, if you can afford the more expensive eggs, get them because they taste so good. He said there is a big difference. So, good tip. I guess if you're eating plain eggs, you know, but if you're mixing them into a recipe that it's not going to be that noticeable, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so for the filling, okay, we're going to make the filling real quick. Okay, it's a package of, I've had this sitting out. It's a package of cream cheese, 8-ounce cream cheese, room temperature. 1 stick of unsalted butter at room temperature. It's getting pretty soft. A 16-ounce package of powdered sugar. And like I said, I'm using, this is not, that's a lot. Let me see. Measures like sugar. So this was a 12-ounce package. So I had another one, so I used a little bit of it. So anyway, I measured out 16 ounces of powdered sugar. 3 drops of vanilla extract and 2 dashes of cinnamon. So I'm gonna put all these into this mixer Mix them up. Get all this. Let me get my iPad out of the way here. There we go. I can't see the comments on there for some reason, so I don't need that over here. All right, let me get this. All right, so mix all these in. This might be perfect timing. The only thing about cream cheese, when you let it get to room temperature, it's so sticky. You know, when you pull it out of the fridge and it's cold, it just drops right off. No, that wasn't too bad. What? You laughing at me? Okay, good. Ah. All right, stick of butter. Soft. And this is unsalted butter. All right, so it says 3 drops of vanilla extract. Y'all, I love vanilla, so I'm just gonna, don't look. That's more than 3 drops, but I don't care. Tastes so good. All right, 2 dashes of cinnamon. Where's my sprinkle cinnamon? It's over on the coffee bar. This is my refill bottle, so I don't want to dump that in here.
Everyone's asking the color of your cabinet.
The cabinets, the top is bare. It's called Dove. It's not white. It's not white, but it's not cream. It's white with like a tint, like a tint of gray in it. And then the bottom is a custom color. I don't know, they color matched something that I found that I thought was pretty, but they're kind of I don't like the bottom. I'll be honest with you, I don't like the bottom. They're a gray color, but I wish they were like a wood tone or something. I keep seeing all these kitchens that have like, they mix like the cream color with the wood tone, like the kind of medium wood tones, and it's so pretty. I want to change mine, but that takes a lot of time, and I'm one of those unfinished projects person, so I'm afraid if I start it, I won't finish it. So, all right, I'm gonna mix this up. Smells like birthday cake. All right, let me push this down on the sides. Oh, they're ready. Okay. All right, this is a little thicker than I remember it, and that butter is not. I'm gonna turn it up. They stay with the little swirls. Can y'all see the swirls? So we'll let them sit for just a second and cool. Let's keep that oven on because I'm going to make the rest after I get off here. Okay, let me see. Let me see this butter. My butter wasn't very soft. I think you're really supposed to let the butter soften. When I looked down here a minute ago, I could see like half of the stick of butter still sitting there on the bottom, like still whole. Okay. So I know it's supposed to be a little bit thick so it won't run out of the cookie things. What time is it, y'all? Okay, we're good. All right, let me get this out. Little mixer thing. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing with this, with the baggie, so I can pipe it in there. Okay. Another baggie. I can't wait for y'all to see how pretty these are. They're so fun. They're so easy too. All right, so I'm gonna put some of this in here. I don't remember it being this thick, but maybe it was. Maybe my butter was softer. I don't know. This smells like birthday cake. Okay. Okay. My husband would eat all these. That's why I'm hoping. This is the first time I've made them with the sugar-free, because like I said, I made these. I found this recipe back when we first met. And he was like, oh my gosh, these whoopie pies. He couldn't quit talking about them. Huh? It is very thick. I know, I started to add milk, but it didn't call, I mean, and I put extra vanilla in there. That's the only wet ingredient, but the butter is supposed to be soft. So, all right, I'm gonna mash it up. But like I said, you don't want it running out of the cookie things. Okay. Or cake. I keep calling them cookies. They're more like cakes. All right, let me see if they've cooled a little bit. I'm gonna pull them off and put them on a little plate. You grab a plate. You know what? I should crack them on a bigger. Let me get something bigger that I can put all three of them on. Alright, I'm gonna get something that they'll all fit on. Okay. But look. It still has the little ridges. Pretty. Kind of want to keep some parchment paper under them because they're still warm. I don't want them sticking to this platter. So I'm going to turn it upside down because I'm going to put the filling on the inside. And you only have to do the inside of one and then you sandwich it with another one. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go like this. All right. All right, let me cut the tip of this bag. All right, so I'm on, here we go. Can y'all see this? I just don't want this to bust. I filled it really full. I might cut it. Wow. It is thick, y'all. I am gonna add some milk to it. It's just, look, it's not even moving. I don't remember it being this thick, but like I said, I may have softened the butter longer. So I'm just gonna do a splash of milk in here and pop it back in this bag. Sorry. See, bloopers. All right, let me grab that. Sorry, Cookie. All right, just did a little splash of milk. Technical difficulty. Okay. But look how perfect they look. It's so easy. Yeah, that looks better. Let me see. Okay, because like I said, you want it thick, but not as thick as it was. You don't want it to fall out of the cake. Okay, let me get another baggie because that one's cut. All right, y'all. Sorry, messed up. I promise these are easy. Just ignore my blooper. Okay. Yeah, much better. But definitely, if you make them, make sure your butter is soft. Because like I said, when I first pulled the mixer off, I can still see the stick of butter down there. So. All right, here we go. Cut the tip of the bag. I feel like I need to look and see. They do, they smell so good. All right, here we go. All right, can y'all see this? There we go. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing, kind of like what I did with the batter. Just kind of is thick. Okay. And then you put one on top. And that's how it, look how cute. It's so pretty. Okay, let me do one more real quick. How are we on time? Oh, we're good, we're good. Oops. And you can make yours as thin as you want. Just don't make it so thin that it just kind of drips out, you know, the cookie, because you want it to sit firm like that. And you can put these in like an airtight container. You can put them in the refrigerator and they'll firm up real good too. And like I said, you can make these bite size and you'll get more out of the recipe. Oop. But putting them on this parchment paper like this, they come right off. Okay. Oh, look how pretty. That, I'm putting a lot of frosting in there, or batter, or filling, or whatever you want to call it. All right, I am going to do one more. I'm sorry. I gotta go ahead and get them done. They're actually cooled off now, so a lot easier to handle. All right, do this one. Greg's gonna be so excited. He loved these things. And you know what? I used to bake a lot. Like in the fall and winter, I love to bake. But when I first met him, I remember when we first met, we used to all go bowling together. A big group of us used to go bowling every Tuesday. And we go to wing night, and then we'd all go bowling. And then one night, we all came back here. And I had made a pan of those, what was that? Carmelitas? Yeah. Carmelitas. Oh my gosh. And we had a pool table in the basement. And so we all ended up down there. We're playing pool. And I said, oh, y'all, I made a pan of these things called Carmelitas. I made them on a live here. So if you look it up, it was a couple years ago. I did a live making those. But I made them. And I remember I was sitting down there talking to this girl. And Greg walked up to me and he was eating one. And he said, you and I could never be together. And I remember thinking, what the heck was that all about? And he said, these things are awesome. And all he kept talking about was how awesome they were. But he was saying, you know, you and I could never be together because he was like, I would be so fat. And now we're married. And I don't make those anymore because he will eat the whole pan and he actually can't have them. But I just remember him saying that. And I was like, okay. All right, here's another one. Y'all, look how pretty. I'm going to eat one. Hey, Rose, how are you? Yes, Angie is up after me. Angie at Crafty Blessings by Angie. I think I tagged her in the description. So it'll be easy to find her. But also, if you go to the Stand Tall Crafting group, if you go to their page and join and watch from there, all you have to do is just hit refresh. Every time one of us ends our live, Krista shares us into the group, so that it'll be the next video that pops up. So it makes it super easy. You don't have to type in names or anything like that. Did you win Greg over through his stomach? Actually, yes. Wouldn't you say so, Callie?
What?
Did I win Greg over through his stomach?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, the man will eat anything. I think I posted something on my page, on my personal page. I had made something, and it was terrible. I burned it. It's so bad. And I remember I used to always take pictures of whatever I cooked or whatever. And I made it and he ate seconds. And I was like, y'all, I just made the worst meal ever. And this man ate seconds. And I was like, he's a keeper. Because he didn't say anything. He's just a cat. He's like, this is great. But one time he walked up, he was in the basement. And he came up and I was in the kitchen and he said, man, something smells good. I was boiling water. And I was like, Really? I mean, are you just being silly or what? But I think he just, maybe he imagined he smelled something good because he was like, it smells so good in here. I was like, dude, I'm boiling water. Hi, Lori. Everything House and Home. Hi, welcome in. Okay, so, Callie, do you want one? Can you smell them in there? She's in there watching from her phone. Okay, so I'm gonna clear this out. I did have a craft. Let me show y'all. I don't think I'm gonna have time to work on it, but I'm working on a new kit. I took, y'all, this is gonna be so cute. I've got some boxes coming out. I don't know if you were here last year. I had the thing called the Crafty box, and it's a craft and a t-shirt in a box. And it's a theme. So the October box, I'm getting ready to release it. I got the shirts on the way, but the October box it's like a purple shirt. It's not a dark purple shirt. It's the most beautiful medium purple, like a lilac color. Anyway, it's gonna have a pumpkin. It has Beetlejuice vibes to me. It's black and white pumpkin. All right, this will give you a little bit of an idea, but it's gonna be like right here on the chest. That's just a rough version, but anyway, the craft kit that's gonna be in it are these ghosts. I just started working on, I just started putting like a primer coat on these, but it's gonna be these ghosts. I'm calling it the Boo box, but one of the ghosts has a pumpkin. I'm about to paint my pumpkin black and white. And then one of them is holding the word boo. It's hard to see. I know it's backwards to y'all. Boo. And then the other one's holding the candy corn. And I'm going to do my candy corn in like lavender, white, and dark purple. Because I'm going to hang this on my little chalkboard over my coffee bar. But anyway, I was going to work on that but we've only got 5 minutes. So I don't think I'll whip this out right now. But it's gonna be a cute box, but it's gonna have a t-shirt and a craft in it. And Callie's over here because we've been working on October, November, December, and January. I'm trying to get all the boxes. It's not gonna be a subscription group. I have narrowed it down to just making it a box. So if you wanna buy one, if you wanna buy two, if you don't want this month or you want that month, or I'm not gonna make it a subscription box. It's just gonna be something I'm gonna offer, but it will be a limited number of each one because I have to buy the decals and the t-shirts and all that stuff. So, but the kits, it's gonna be like a theme. So it's gonna be something cute. We have seen some really cute ideas. So y'all, if you don't follow me, tap that follow button and come back and check, because as soon as I get this Boo box completed, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all. But that's gonna be the October box. It's gonna be so cute with the shirt. But it's the prettiest purple color. It's almost, let me show you. It's almost this color, like this right here. Well, it's a little bit darker than that, but it's so pretty. And then it's gonna have that black and white pumpkin with a witch's hat. Like I said, it just gives me the Beetlejuice vibes. It's not a Beetlejuice theme or anything. Kelly, I'm sorry, you came in here to get one and I started talking. But we are going to eat one of these, and hold on, I'm gonna break one. I want you to see. Look, I'll show you again. Look, see how the little circle, the little swirls stay on there? And if you made these smaller, like little bite size, they'd be so easy to put in like one of those clear sleeves, you know, like you put baked goods in, like candies and stuff. Look how fluffy, look. See how fluffy the inside is? So it's cake. It's like pumpkin cake with the frosting inside. I'm gonna take a bite, y'all, I'm sorry. Oh my God. It's so good. This is the first time I've made them with artificial sweeteners. But like I said, you could use real sugar. because it's a cup of sugar, a cup of brown sugar. You can have one. Or you can have that half if you want.
I'll do the half. Oh, it's so soft.
This is Callie, my daughter. In case y'all don't know. Oh, she wrote yum before she came in here. You're a tease.
These are so good.
They're so good. They're so fluffy. I need something to drink. I've been in here talking. But look how fluffy that is. I know I'm teasing you, Krista. Krista used to always say, every time you do a live, you make me hungry. Even though I'd be doing crafts, it was like I would do like a cupcake theme or whatever. But I don't want to eat this and keep talking to y'all. So I'm just tempting all of y'all. Y'all go make these. I'm gonna post the recipe. It's so easy. I mean, and did you see how easy it was to make them with the little baggie? And they look so pretty. I'm just setting it up again. But look how pretty that is. Okay, so go make them, and you can make them as thick as you want. That's the good stuff right there. You can make them as thick as you want. You know, or I think the lady that wrote the recipe, she said, how did she say it? Frost the flat side. So she said to just frost it. I piped it on there because I just thought that made it really pretty and fluffy. But thank y'all for hanging out with me. I know, don't you wish there was like smell-o-vision, or I used to say that when I was a little kid. I always wish the TV had a little slot on it so you could like hit a button on the remote and get a little sample of what they were showing on the TV. I always said that whenever there was like cereal commercials when I was a little kid. I was way ahead of my time, wasn't I? Okay, so hey Marsha. So if you missed this, go back and watch. I'm gonna post the recipe, but you can go back and watch the replay if you didn't see it. But that's it. They're pumpkin whoopie pies or pumpkin cream pies, like oatmeal cream pies. So if y'all make them, tag me or send me a picture. Let me know. Let me know what you think. They're so good, and they smell so good too. All right, y'all go check out Angie at Crafty Blessings by Angie. And have a great day, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.